All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another stream. Rhyme Masters, Growth Rap Community. I'm Desmond Span. What's going on? What's good? What's good? I am in the process of recording my audiobook for Fearless Freestyling, and that's what I'm streaming. Today we are on day 2. It is your motivation, your drive. And this whole process, why I'm doing it this way, is because instead of me creating separate content that's just like, hey, check out this channel, I just figured I would just bring you into my process for me to and how I create the content. I want to bring you in, kind of let you see how the sausage is being made, so to speak. I don't know what the phrase is. It's a work in progress. It's just something that's more integrated with my approach that allows me to keep showing up, keep teaching, keep providing value for you. And while I am in the process of recording this, you're watching day 2 now, but you'll have access to get the whole thing when it's done, even with the ebook for free. Just by clicking the link in the description and getting on the Rhyme Masters email list, get you all the details and information on how to do that so you can have access to it. So the idea is basically, while I'm making the stuff, anybody who joins in during the making, I welcome. It'll be free, and then once it's done, then it'll be available for purchase for a reasonable price. To allow, just to help the cause grow, the mission grow, introduce growth rap to the world, as I like to say. All right, we're gonna dive in. Just needed some air horn for that. We're gonna dive into day 2 for the book, Fearless Freestyling, and let's get to it, just like this. Day 2, your motivation, your drive. Today, we explore your motivation. It's your energy to take action, ideally aligned with your vision. It's a challenge to know the source of our energy and to know how to position all your energy towards your vision. Once you know your motivation, you're ready to face the fear that feeds your perfectionism. All right, I'm going to read that one more time just because it's landing weird. So I'm going to try that again. Today, we explore your motivation. It's your energy to take action, ideally aligned with your vision. It's a challenge to know the source of our energy and to know how to position all your energy towards your vision. But once you know your motivation, you're ready to face the fear that feeds your perfectionism. So as I said earlier, what's at the root of most perfectionism is fear. All right, let's keep it going. Every Friday night, I am reminded of how motivation really works and what it truly is. As I prepare to host the Rhyme Masters Friday Cyphers, I face a choice. Should I sleep, get the rest I crave, and reschedule the freestyle session, or start the session? Since 2020, on most Friday nights, I have started the session knowing that when our members join and we spit our first bars together, I feel energized. Without fail, once I start flowing, I want to keep flowing. And while I still crave the rest, the shift of my energy comes with the shift of my focus. This is the secret to motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is the energy to act. Imagine motivation as a string. On one end, there's a force pulling us towards pleasure. On the other end, there's a force pushing us away from pain. Emotions like joy, fun, satisfaction, and comfort pull us to act. I host the Friday night ciphers because freestyling is fun. Emotions like fear, anguish, boredom, and discomfort push us to act. I host Friday night ciphers because I fear disappointing the Rhyme Masters community. Seeking pleasure and avoiding pain create the energy to take action. When the string of motivation is aligned with your vision, the push from fear and the pull of fun moves us in the right direction. But misaligned, the string can strain, stalling our motivation. Also, we can confuse the forces, thinking we are being pulled rather than being pushed by fear. Ooh, there's a lot in that. If motivation is the energy to act, we act for two reasons. Either to move towards pleasure or away from pain. And so when we understand this, we can then think about what it is that we want. That's day one, the vision. And on this day, we're thinking about why do we want those things? And that will reveal to us the emotions that we want to feel and the ideas that are important to us. It'll also reveal certain emotions that we don't want to feel. And it may even reveal stories of maybe something bad happening that we don't want to happen again, and that drives us forward. It may reveal a story where it's like something bad happened to us. I don't want that thing to happen to somebody else. So this is why I do what I do in the way that I do it. But at the core of all of it is moving towards pleasure and away from pain. That is creating the energy to act through our emotions. All right, on to the next section. Perfectionism and motivation. We want to rap our best all the time, but why? What pulls and pushes us towards this goal of perfection? Often, perfectionism pushes us away from fear of failure. We imagine the embarrassment of stuttering over our words while struggling to think of a rhyme. I remember hearing hip hop artists disc whack MCs and songs and thinking to myself, I can never come whack on a track because I would get humiliated. Wanting perfection starts us on our freestyle rap journey. We practice alone in our rooms only after every person leaves the home. We become good enough to please ourselves, but remain unsure if we're not whack yet. Soon, the first opportunity to freestyle publicly presents itself, and so does the fear of failure. In this moment, I believe too many people who love freestyling choose not to spit. Fear of failure pushes the string of their Fear of failure pushes the string of their motivation, but without the pull of their vision, their motivation stalls. Wanting perfection stops their freestyle rap journey. Yep, I got a little bit on that one too. Hold on. Okay. So this is the essence of my experience in learning how to freestyle. So in that time, during my undergraduate years at Fisk University, I discovered that, I could talk about what it is that I'm into, what it is that I want. And there's other people doing it, which made it okay for me to do that. So now I want to be really good. I want to be the best. And so I'm freestyling all the time, freestyling on the way to work, on the way to the store. So I have a vivid memories of me like looking up at billboards and like license plates and for inspiration to be able to put it into the freestyle at the time. And it did get to a point where, I won't talk about that point just yet. Because it got to a point where I enjoyed freestyling so much and got pretty good at it to where Actually, I'm going to talk about it. I got good at it enough to where when I would go to perform my actual songs or actual material, I found it more difficult to remember my recorded and written verses. So I would just jump into freestyling right away. And how it plays out in this whole motivation thing is that, again, I'm looking for this perfect performance or this perfect experience in freestyling. And so I'm working to perfect the craft, thinking that anytime I make a mistake, that's it's missing the point, right? That I'm failing. And so it's pushing me because it's this voice that's saying I'm not good enough until I can freestyle flawlessly. And it's that I'm not good enough belief that is the fear of failure disguised as perfection or perfectionism. And that's the thing. Again, it motivates you. It gives you that drive. But then it just gets to a point where it stalls out because I don't think we're meant to be driven solely by avoiding our fears and avoiding pain. All right, back to the book. So, connecting motivation to your vision. This is the work for this day. I want you to have all the energy you need to face your fear of failure I might have to rewrite that sentence. Let's try it again. I want you to have all the energy you need to face your fear of failure holding you back in freestyling. When you reflect on your vision of your best and brightest self, what pleasure pulls you towards it? What pain pushes you away from your current condition? Your answers will have a personal combination of values attached to the details of your vision. Identify the pleasurable emotions linked to your vision's values and the painful emotions linked to those values not being met yet. I'll provide both a list of emotions and values to begin with. Use any word that creates feelings of pleasure or pain, even if they're not on the list. Once you complete this work, I hope you realize perfection is not the best focus for your motivation. Even if we could rap our best all the time, our vision contains far more energy for action than perfection ever could. Quick. All right, before we get into the day 2 practices on it. So yeah, really focusing in on motivation and with your vision. So if you go back to the day 1 work, you've described kind of who you want to become, how you want to be. And even if you don't have values or emotions listed to it today, we'll give you that chance to do so. And there's pleasure that you want to experience, which is what's pulling you towards it. And then there's pain of your current condition that you want to avoid. And it can even be your past condition, right? There can be something there, but something you've already experienced or currently experiencing that's painful, that you want to move away from. And that's the source of your motivation. So figuring out what that source is can give you all the reasons why to keep going and persisting towards your vision, as relates into fearless freestyling, of course, but beyond that, it's how it relates to your life. All right, day 2 practice. Let's keep it rolling. Day 2 practices, discovering your motivation. 1, reflect in a journal or anywhere you can do distraction-free writing. Reflect on what drives you towards your vision. What values connect to your vision? What pleasurable emotions pull you towards your vision? What painful emotion push you towards your vision? What story impacts I'm about to change. I just caught a typo. So it says, what story impact stories come to mind? Okay, how about it's just probably just what stories come to mind. That's generally what I need to say. So what painful emotions push you towards your vision? And then what stories come to mind? It's very impactful stories that come to mind. 2, freestyle. So with your motivation in mind, engage in a freestyle practice session for 30 seconds to 3 minutes. Let your emotions and values of your motivation guide your ideas and flow. Let go of self-judgment. Mistakes are expected and encouraged. The goal is to discover new thoughts, new emotions, and insights about your motivation. Recording the freestyle is recommended as it helps with the next step. 3, review. After your session, reflect on the experience. What did you notice? What was surprising about this session? And then what will you apply to your vision? Or what will you apply to your motivation? So note, this can be a powerful session. Your emotions may be activated more than usual, so plan accordingly. I'm going to read the conclusion and then I'll give my extra commentary. Conclusion. Understanding and managing our pull. Understanding and managing our pull for pull. Ooh, see, another typo in there. Understanding and managing our pull and our push. What am I trying to say? Understanding and managing our pull towards pleasure and our push away from pain is key to dealing with fear and the need to be perfect in freestyling. When we feel the emotion of both the best of our vision and the challenges of our present, our motivation allows us to practice courage every time we freestyle. So while each rhyme progresses our journey to overcome fear of failure, perfectionism has some clever ways that we must understand to truly defeat it. All right. I'm going to read that last sentence one more time. While each rhyme progresses our journey to overcome fear of failure, perfectionism has some clever ways that we must understand to truly defeat it. Okay. To wrap this one up, some extra thoughts. So I like to call this, reflect, freestyle, review. Another way of saying this is reflect, rap, review process. That's what we're going to be using through this whole book, whole challenge, whole course. And in the motivation, really, it's just the reason why behind your vision. Why do you want what you want? And notice, is it a lot of pain that you are wanting to avoid by achieving this vision? Is there a lot of pleasure that you're hoping to gain from achieving this vision? What's the mixture of the two? No right or wrong answers in this. It's just to bring it to your forefront, because the motivation, the drive that you're moving with, that's actually connected to you in every moment. It's just do we put our attention on it? In an earlier recording, I was talking about how I basically freestyled my energy. So instead of being caught up in the technical aspects of freestyling and rapping in the moment, I shift my focus to the energy, and the energy of what I wanted was to enjoy the experience of freestyling. So I shifted from focusing from, I don't want to make a mistake, to, I want to enjoy this. And that's what allowed me to feel more joy in the moment while I was rapping during my freestyle February challenge. So that's just an example of how you can expand your awareness to start noticing what's driving your present moment action. And that's what allows us to persist and keep going, even in the face of obstacles. So the day 3 will be, the next thing that I record and stream live here. Thinking about all those tricky ways that the fear of failure and really fear in general can still create barriers and blocks to what we want and to our version of excellence. So that'll be the next time. I appreciate you being here. Again, if you're watching this as it's being broadcasted and while I'm still making it, the audio book will be available for free for you. Check the link in the description of this video, and you'll get access to basically the recordings as they come out. The more edited, you won't hear all the retakes and things. And you'll also get access to the ebook. And as I update the ebook, because apparently there are some errors and typos in there that I have to take care of. But check out the link in the description or the link in bio, and get connected, get on the email list, and get access to this. I appreciate that. Once it's done in the next week or so, then it'll be available for purchase at a reasonable price, so that you have access to this material. And and I'm excited for it, excited for you. Appreciate you being here as always. And I will see you in the next one. As always, genius over doubt.